Business owners listen to this. Is your accountant shit?
You're thinking 6 months' time, we need work to do.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, we've got bloody loads of work to do. Don't get excited or disappointed from what you hear.
We're just a couple of business anchors. Welcome to the Business Anchors podcast. This jingle is slightly too long.
Welcome to episode 19 of the Business Anchors podcast. And in this episode, we're going to talk about our business challenges because sometimes we completely forget this podcast has the word business in it. We're not just anchors, we're business anchors. Plus, we're talking about how all accountants are rubbish.
All accountants are rubbish?
Yeah.
What about the accountants listening to this?
Rubbish. No,
I
was really exaggerating things for dramatic effect.
Let's start with that though. Why do you think all accountants are rubbish?
So, caveat, I actually do understand they're probably all not, and I actually know one called Mark Telford who seems brilliant. Right, something's just a bit of a rant start. I'm going to get this out then. So, I know you don't have to deal with the accountants because you just do all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
But I find so far in my life of dealing with accountants, it's the only industry where you can not tell someone how much something's going to cost.
Yeah.
And you can not commit to a timeline.
Yep.
That's fine apparently.
This is normal.
Yeah. I just don't get it. Like any other business. So with ours,
give an example.
I'm just saying with our clients, like if they came to us and said, "Can you do this project?" Like, yeah, sure. When can you do it? I can't really tell you exactly. You know, it'll be between a month and a year. Right. That's
how much is it going to cost?
How much is it going to cost? Well,
tell you afterwards.
You know, I can tell you how much I charge an hour, but it could be anything between an hour and 2 years. And I feel like it's really weird. Like my experience of accountants, I'm obviously exaggerating, but this is the Business Anchors podcast. Businessy people will have accountants they deal with, and please, guys, if you have a much more positive experience, please share it with me because I'm beginning to think everyone is like this.
Your experience of working with one accountant,
yeah, all accountants are terrible. I just find it like literally, I ask for something and say, do you mind giving an idea of how much this will be to do this work, so we can make it a good business decision whether we want you to do this or not. And the response is always kind of, no, not really. Do you want us to do it?
Yeah, that just sounds rubbish.
Surely any other industry, like someone would start an accountancy firm that just actually says how much stuff is and how long things take.
But what I guess it's trying to understand the root cause of why do they do that? Is it just because once you're tied in, they know that they've got you? So I think once you get tied in with a certain accountant and they know your history.
With accountants, I think it's an industry where it's very unusual for people to change to a new accountant because people worry about finances and stuff. Say HMRC get in contact and say, this thing happened 2 years ago, we're looking into. Can you tell us? And then it's like, oh, that was when we were with the old accountant.
Whereas you could say, the accountants did it.
Yeah.
Go and speak to them.
I do think now, though, where it's more digital, like, you know, we're on Xero and everything's there, I do think it's less of a
What's
thing.
Xero, Lloyd?
Xero is accounting software. So whereas we used to have 200 spreadsheets with lots of numbers on them, now we have digital accounting software, Xero, where all the numbers are and it's much easier.
Nice.
And I think most businesses these days, you know, some smaller businesses will still be on spreadsheets, but
there's QuickBooks as well, isn't there?
There's a couple of others, but I think that will make it easier to switch. So I wonder if accountants will have to get better in the next few years. But we were going to talk about business challenges, and I thought this might be a challenge that other businesses relate to. I don't know.
I would genuinely be interested to hear, because business owners listen to this. Is your accountant shit? Because it might just be that we've had a bad experience.
Also, accountant listeners, I guess I'd like to hear your defence. Because you might be thinking, I'm a wicked accountant. I would never do that, and I'm tarring you all with the same brush. Is that the expression?
Yeah.
So please do tell me that I'm wrong if I am. I mean, you know, I'm not, but let me know.
You're always right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
So just thought I'd
that's
start
that.
a bit of a rant.
Lloyd hates accountants.
Yeah. No. As people, they're probably all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other challenges? It's all like challenges, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think a big challenge for us recently. Well, since day one of starting our business. Maybe not the first year because we had no business.
We did have a business.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah. No, I mean clients. It's the constant battle. So especially with us two now. So me and Dan, very much our roles are, he is sales and marketing and I'm in charge of delivering the work. And I don't mean I do that all personally. I mean the team do, and I just have to make sure it actually happens.
Yeah.
So it's a constant, like, if the work's coming in, you're like, well, let's do all this work. But then if I try and do all the work, Dan will be like, well, I need some of the team's time to get more work in. And then it's like, but we need to do the work.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very common challenge for businesses, that marketing and
get
thinking
work in,
of the
deliver
future.
It. Get work in, deliver it.
Because your thing is future stuff. So you're thinking 6 months time, we need work to do.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, we've got bloody loads of work to do.
Yeah.
But that's definitely been a challenge for us again recently, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I think you're really good at scheduling all the team's time in to deliver all the great work that you're doing. But then I haven't been good at scheduling their time in to help me with all the sales and marketing side of things. So it gets to, great, we've got this new project, need all the creative team to come together to come up with this cool creative pitch. And then Lloyd's like, oh, they're all fully booked for the next 2 months. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just... well, we work it out in the end, but it's... Yeah,
thankfully, Dan and I have looked at it like, obviously, although we're representing two sides of the company, there's no point us actually trying to battle. So obviously, you can look at it as a whole and realise, the whole team can't be busy for 2 months because we...
But I think something that's really helped us realise this and helps us continue to always strive to be better is our monthly management meetings with Dad. Because he really probes us, and we know that meeting is a place where we come and basically talk about our challenges and what's not working very well. And it's for me it's good because we all openly speak about this isn't working well, what's going on, and then it makes us talk about it and it makes us come up with a solution. Whereas if you don't have that kind of stopgap, you're just delivering work, trying to get it in, delivering work, trying to get it in.
Because the business isn't growing, in reality we are almost constantly busy. So it's like heads down, doing good stuff. Let's get this stuff done. Obviously sometimes there's bad stuff to deal with as well. Yeah. But like you said, if you don't have that time to stop and actually think, oh, we need to change this thing to make it better, you'll just constantly be... and things will just get worse and worse.
So if someone's listening and they're stuck in the circle of get work in, deliver it, get work in, deliver it, get work in, deliver it, what should they do to not do that?
Well, we actually delivered a virtual talk on this at Atomicon, Andrew and Pete's thing. So my do you remember?
I do remember.
And we called it something good that sounded good, but we really emphasised the thing of like book 1 day a week where you're not delivering client work.
Where you're working on your business.
So especially if you are a one-man band or a freelancer working on your own, don't commit your whole week to delivering work, because although in the short term there's potential you could make more money. So you're like, well, I could earn money for 5 days rather than 4. But from our experiences and speaking to a lot of the people at that event as well, and people since the event that have come back and said, oh my God, I started doing that and it's had a huge effect. Long term, and even just like the mid term, so after a couple of months, you see that that 1 day a week means I'm charging I'm managing to get bigger projects and charging double in 2 months' time because I'm really improving my marketing and that kind of thing.
And we showed the graph of our revenue and how it was quite standard. Then we introduced this, and it took a dip because we invested loads of time in building out our website. This is like 2 or 3 years ago, and took a dip in revenue, and then you just see the spike after because we didn't. And then other times you see we actually set time aside to develop our strategy, work on the brand, and it spiked up again. It feels weird saying it, but I said to this to you the other day. I genuinely can't wait for us to be less busy so that everyone can work on my side of the business. But then we just tend to just get new projects in and But
I think this is such a common problem for businesses. I think especially on the smaller side, you know, if you are one person, 2 people, 5 people,
it's getting a balance, isn't it?
I think it's just natural to, in business, people, because I think that there are a huge amount of people that basically spend no time on their own business.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it's like 5 minutes a week. And the rest is just, right, we're all delivering work. That's what a business is. We got to make money. And although, like, in a day, that seems good. Like, we made more money than we would have. It doesn't make sense when you step back.
It's like the James Sinclair, who is a successful businessman who's got a good podcast.
We talk about James a lot on this, actually.
Yeah, we actually I went up and did a podcast with him. Yeah. He talks about different levels of a business owner, and the first level is a profitable job, he calls it. So if you're getting work in, delivering it, at the end of each month you're just taking all the money out and that's your salary, and you're not like building anything up, that's just a profitable job. Whereas
it's the same as being employed, but you're not officially employed, basically.
Yeah. And the next one, I can't remember what it's called, but it's where you actually start to employ people. Do you remember
that? It's like a boutique, or no, it's
something
not that.
Small business where you basically start to employ other people. Which I'd say we're at that kind of stage where you're employing other people and you're actually building up, a pot of money and investing back into the business and that kind of thing to build something that's potentially worth something. And the next stage is where you really go all in really building out the team, getting bigger.
Yeah.
Check out his podcast. What's it called? Business
Broadcast. He's had a couple. Yeah, is it Business Broadcast? Yeah. I really think that's a common challenge. Any more? A challenge I want to talk about.
Go on.
Again, sometimes we talk about stuff on the podcast, and our team are in the room, and it's probably weird for them to hear the conversation.
Here we go. But, don't be inappropriate, Lloyd.
So everyone, just know that I'm coming from this in a good place. Don't get excited or disappointed from what you hear. So as a business, like our target every year, we want to be increasing our team's wages.
Yep.
Because the idea is we're all growing this together. Like if after a year, with inflation, firstly, if you're not having slight pay increases, effectively your pay's going down.
Because you think other.
But also, we'd like to think in a year, all of our team are progressing their skills and really adding more value to the business, so they're worth more. Yep. So that's always going to be what we want to do.
Yeah.
I think a big challenge for businesses this kind of financial year is the whole world's kind of gone to shit. The economy's terrible. There isn't inflation. It's gone the opposite. So I think the challenge is, do you still have that mindset of, well, no, we need to increase pay? Because normally, I'd say at least decent companies would have a review kind of annually, an increase with inflation. I think, to be honest, 80% of companies just don't until someone asks. Yeah. But I'm in my mind, I'm putting everyone listening that's a business owner in our little bubble of trying to be decent businesses to their staff. But what this year? What do businesses do when it's so risky? Jobs aren't available for other people.
I think it very much depends your situation. I think all good business owners want to be doing that bucket of people that you said, like we do. But if your business is failing, and because if you're a restaurant and you haven't got any customers coming in, you're not a good.
If you increase wages, your business fails.
Yeah. So, however, if you're even staying afloat or doing okay or doing very well, if you're in any of those categories, I think you should be thinking, you're all in this together. Because what's interesting actually that I saw on Kent Live the other day, Sleeping Giant Media have just announced a profit share that they're doing, where they're sharing the profits. Obviously, they didn't really reveal what it would mean for the team. Yeah. But I guess I think 50% of their profits they're sharing from now until Christmas or something.
I wondered. I know there's people from Sleeping Giant Media that listen to this. So, guys, this is just my honest analysis, trying to work out what's going on there, because I haven't spoken to any of you about this. I like to think that through this pandemic, the team that we did have here before, I don't think their job got any harder. I don't think we worked them any harder. We didn't we didn't kind of lay anyone off for a short period or do anything negative or cut people's hours. Whereas I was wondering with this, is it because Sleeping Giant Media had to kind of, maybe they had to cut people's pay, and the people that stayed on, they had to make work really hard and stuff. So is it more of a reward, like, guys, this was really tough for the team, and this is your reward for sticking with it. Thank you very much. Do you see what I mean? Because I think through the pandemic, actually, with our team, I don't think anyone, thankfully, really suffered from it. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we like to think that.
Yeah. I mean, they could be listening now, thinking. Yeah. But I wonder whether at Sleeping Giant it was much more of a challenge.
I think any other bigger business where you're employing over like 30 people, when you're in that situation, and even if a few clients stop paying you, that can have a big impact on being able to pay.
Because by the way, I'm not taking anything away from it. Like if it is that like, this was tough for our team, and now this is the reward. That's still a good thing. Yeah. I'm not saying it's only because they made them work hard.
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant that if it is this, again, completely speculating.
Yeah.
It's great to look at it and go, guys, you deserve to be recognised for what you've been through in your personal lives and how hard you've worked for the business. Or, I'm really intrigued. Sleeping Giant Media people, contact me and tell me about it because it sounds really interesting. But well done, Luke and Ant at Sleeping Giant, because that, from an outside perspective, that's a brilliant thing to do for your team. Which probably shouldn't, like we said, when our team are listening and helping us record this podcast, we shouldn't talk about a company that's giving 50% of their profits to employees. It's much better here, guys. Much better. Yeah.
I want us to speak more about the challenges. I remember when I used to do a thing on Instagram stories where I'd speak about the challenges. That was the thing I got the most response from, when I'd say an honest opinion of what was going on.
I think a lot of businesses shy away from talking about their challenges because it seems negative.
Makes them look
I mean,
shit.
I'm hoping,
think that.
We have clients and potential clients that listen to this, and I think they know what we're like, so they know we're being honest. Every business has challenges, and so it's not like the ones that don't talk about it don't have challenges.
Yeah.
It's just we're more
open,
transparent about it.
Yeah.
Let us know if you've got challenges in your business, and like I said, accountants, let me. I know that you're not all rubbish, really, or I hope you're not. So let me know why I'm wrong on that. And sorry for ranting it in your ears at the start of this episode. I do apologise. Yeah, Dan, can you just do a really good ending? Because I have for the last couple episodes. Off you go.
So if you've enjoyed this, go and tell everyone you know to listen to it and help us get up the charts again. Thanks.
I said do a good one.
Oh, sorry. I just thought I'd try something different.
Okay, all right.
Bye.